Let's head and talk with Eddy Gifford, CFP Wealth Advisor at Tactive. Eddy Gifford, what are you thinking here? We're almost here in September, the month of August about to close out. Could still very well be the worst month of the year. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that it was a welcome breather, to be honest. The market had pretty much gone straight up this year, and we needed things to kind of pull back to settle and give us a chance to maybe hit new highs heading into the end of the year. So when we're looking big picture at the markets, August, as things were kind of unraveling, so to speak, our number one concern was can we find some footing heading into September, knowing that September is, generally speaking, a very volatile month too. So it looks and appears like we've found some footing. We're kind of heading into the end of the month. Things are looking a little bit better. But there's still a lot of blinking lights, so to speak, kind of flickering between red and yellow when it comes to market internals. And so we're mindful, we're paying attention here, but it's been a good year. We're still a pre-election year, and historically the fourth quarter is good too in a pre-election year. So we're still looking to lean in if we can, and just kind of be flexible and nimble if things kind of go in the other direction.
All right, so you're leaning in. And what about like the tech stocks? You had the Magnificent Seven. Tech is sort of bouncing back a little bit. I mean, just this week, the Nasdaq's up 3.2%. What are your thoughts on big tech?
Well, I think in general, when you go back throughout history and you kind of look at, hey, where's the place where we have the best opportunity to outperform? And generally speaking, that's in momentum. So where's the momentum? Where is the money flowing? Where is the money going? And it's been in tech all year long. I don't see investors all of a sudden saying, okay, never mind, I don't want tech anymore, I want something else. AI is still a buzzword. Technology in general is deflationary, which is good if we're trying to fight inflation. And so we're definitely not running from it. We're not scared of it. One of the reasons that Adobe is one of the stocks that we're looking at.
Right, understood. Yeah, I want to hear more about Adobe because Adobe's trading around 543 today. You got your eyes on 600. Why is that?
I think, you look at what's been happening breadthwise in the NASDAQ 100, and you've seen, like, we hear all this about the Magnificent Seven, the Magnificent Seven, the Magnificent Seven, but there's another, seven right below that have, significant upside potential too. And we've seen kind of Adobe start to stand out a little bit with the trend strength behind it. And I think that's for a number of reasons. I think that small business uses Adobe for a lot of interactions, whether it's with clients or whether it's with employees. They use it a lot for collaboration. And then you see it like in social media land where, Adobe has some pretty good like editing software and stuff like that when you're making your videos, right? So I think that there's reasons for people to be using it. And, the stock has been showing that is actually true. And so, if we can have kind of if the market decides that, hey, September is going to be a good month for us, we could see Adobe really, really surge. We had a good thrust earlier this year, and there's no reason why that can't happen again.
Right. What about another name like Meta?
Well, Meta's one, I think that we originally talked about Meta when it was like $80 a share, and it's like, well, it can't get any worse, right? And now, we're at like a 3-4 to 1 on that stock, and a lot of people would say, hey, run away from it, and we did take profits on it this year. But as things kind of set back up and we kind of had that pullback in technology in general in August, it's looking good again. And I think that this is kind of a similar reason to Adobe from the standpoint that you've got businesses that are looking to earn more money. I mean, you guys just mentioned that Visa and MasterCard are raising costs on online transactions, right? So what does that mean? That means that the business owners have to make more money. How do they make more money? Well, they need to go out there and network. They need to go out there and advertise. And Meta has been a great place for business owners and small business to do that in general. So we think that if we can get that thrust of small business looking to generate more revenue through advertising, and that's going to Meta, that gives Meta some upside potential.
Right, understood. And last but not least, in the world of EVs, Rivian. Why Rivian?
Rivian, probably because every other day my wife says, hey, we should trade in a Tesla and get a Rivian. But honestly, the Rivian has shown like some resilience more recently as things have been kind of beaten up. It held its 50-day moving average. It's starting to come back. It just cleared its 200-day moving average, and it's in a space that's like not that's super popular generally speaking, but hasn't become overly popular in the EV space yet, and that's trucks and SUVs. When you have a family, you want more space, and if you're thinking you want an EV, I mean, until that Cybertruck comes out, and we'll see how the competition is. Rivian's kind of the spot to be if you're looking for a truck or you're looking for an SUV in the EV space. So that's why we like it kind of heading forward. And there's also just a lot of trend strike behind it, and it's clearing the right moving averages. So if there's one outlier out there that where, hey, maybe we could potentially hit a home run here, it's probably Rivian. Of course, we have to make sure that we trade manage it too so that we don't get beat up real bad.
Okay, 2250 today. Eddy Gifford, thank you so much of Tactive. Great to see you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it. Thank
Eddy.
you.